North Node in the 5th house, South Node in the 11th house. In this video, I'm going to be discussing North Node in the 5th house, South Node in the 11th house, everything you need to know about this placement and how to master this placement. When you have North Node in the 5th, you also have South Node in the 11th, all right? So let's talk about the biggest takeaways with this placement. So when you have this, you're here to direct your life path more towards your own creative abilities and hobbies, the 5th house, versus being heavily involved with groups, networks, and the hobbies you share with others. North Node tells you where you should direct your life path and the type of matters that you should direct your life into more. The South Node has to do with matters that you want to take your life away from, and you want to avoid these matters if you can, okay? So you're here to direct your life path more towards your own creative abilities and hobbies versus being heavily involved with groups and networks and the hobbies you share with others, the 11th house. You have to find balance between dating, romance, and children and your friends, okay? The 5th house has to do with dating, romance, and children. The 11th house has to do with your friends. So you have to find balance in between both. And not only friends, but also groups and the networks that you're a part of. So you have to find balance between the two. You have to put more emphasis on standing out on your own and being creative on your own versus blending into a group and creating within a group and network, okay? So there's emphasis. So you have to put emphasis on standing out on your own. That's the 5th house. Creating on your own. That's the 5th house. The 11th house has to do with blending into a group and creating within a group network. So again, there's more emphasis that needs to be placed on your life as it relates to being creative on your own, standing out on your own versus blending into a group and creating within a group and network. Because you can do it either or. You can either create within a group or network, which is the 11th house, or you can create and stand out on your own, which is the 5th house. You feel like children, creativity, and romance aligns you to your path of highest growth. So when it comes to the whole concept of matters that have to do with children, being creative, and romance, you feel like that aligns you to your path of highest growth. You may feel like it's easier to blend into a group and center your life around friends. Okay, so the 11th house has to do with blending into a group, again, and centering your life around friends. So you feel like it's easier to do that. You naturally lean more towards groups, friends, and shared ideals versus having the confidence to do your own thing without them. Okay, so the South Node tells us the type of things that we lean more towards. So you naturally lean more towards groups, friends, and shared ideals and networks versus having the confidence to do your own thing without these friends and networks, which is the 5th house. Okay, so you do your own thing on your own, but you have to have the confidence to do that. You may feel like standing out on your own and being creative on your own and centering your life around children and romance is more difficult and it's more of a challenge. Okay, so the North Node tells us the type of matters that are more difficult and more of a challenge. So you feel like standing out on your own and being creative on your own and centering your life around children and romance is more difficult and it's more of a challenge. When you have this placement, this is similar to having North Node in Leo, South Node in Aquarius, because Leo rules the 5th house, Aquarius rules the 11th house. I did a full video breaking down North Node in Leo, South Node in Aquarius. The link for that will be in the description box. Make sure you check that out, okay? North Node in Leo, South Node in Aquarius. You have to study that as well. Now, I wanted to talk about the type of astrological services that I provide before I go. I do natal chart readings. I do career readings. I do transit readings and synastry readings, all right? My contact information is astrologyztv@gmail.com, or you can contact me at theAZTV on IG. This information will also be in the description box, okay? And not only that, I'm doing a special where if you do a natal chart with me and you refer someone else to me because you like the reading, I'll do a free transit reading for you, all right? Thank you for taking the time out to watch my video. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Take care.